Alright guys, welcome to the channel. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Okay, let's go.
Take up the gauntlet. Liberate mankind. Destroy the sun god. This is Atlas Fallen. With rediscovered power comes hope for humanity. Enslaved for centuries and worshipped to Thelos, you finally have a way to fight back and grow from one of the unnamed to champion of the people on Atlas.
Come, Gauntlet Bearer.
Meet your gargantuan foes with an arsenal of powerful, magical weaponry and skills that turn enemies to dust again. Don't want to cross the deserts alone? Bring a friend to experience this massive action RPG in seamless drop-in, drop-out co-op. Atlas was not always the home of wraiths and buried ruins.
Come, up with you. We have to move.
Thelos, the sun god, stripped its people of everything. Homes, lives, even their names. They are forced to dig and mine and sift through the wreckage of our world for essence, a magical substance that is raised to his glory.
It is mine. Thelos demands it.
You are but one among these millions, venturing across the sands to deliver essence to the capital. Stumbling across the gauntlet opens up a new path for you and humanity. The ability to explore the realm, brimming with things to discover for the eager adventurer and people who need your help.
We've been walking for hours.
I wouldn't complain. We're lucky enough the passage didn't collapse on us.
Crossing the land with your newfound powers is a much easier task than before your discovery. As you explore and empower the gauntlet, your abilities will evolve, letting you fly through the air or glide across the dunes as you see fit. Along the way, submerged structures, chests, and secrets will beckon you to discover them and restore more of the world. Much has been lost, but maybe not forever.
When will you learn? You are unnamed for a reason, and no one will ever notice. One more dead unnamed.
Atlas is a dangerous world, and for the rebellious, even more so. Wraiths stalk the land, eager to shape your grave from the endless dunes. Smaller enemies are quickly dispatched with your ever-evolving weaponry, but stay on your toes for the legendary creatures that will bar your way. Each is a massive and terrifying beast that will take all your skill, guile, and unique strategies to defeat. Every enemy has weak points, joints, limbs, or other places where the liberal application of force can yield great results. Targeting these and choosing the right ones at the right moments is key to success on Atlas against its many foes.
When I heard the stories about this Gauntlet Bearer, I knew we would cross paths again.
Well, a lot has happened, but let's get to someplace safe.
The gauntlet means the sands themselves become your weapon. Each strike creates momentum, building to a mighty shatter attack that crushes your foes. This gets more and more powerful as you fight, leading to a titanic finale of destructive power. Mix and match the Dune Cleaver, Sand Whip, and Knuckle Dust with more than 100 Essence Stones to build a playstyle that is truly your own. This provides a myriad of combinations of active and passive skills to experiment with and find the best way to bring down each monster you face. Whether you intend to impale your enemies, live through the most devastating attacks, or unleash aerial combos, there's a style for you. Essence Stones are found all over the world, including from smashing parts off your enemies, as well as being specifically crafted by you to get the effects you want. From fluid playstyles to big hits, perfect blocks to dodges and rolls, you determine every part of your build. Exploring and experimenting is half the fun. If that all sounds overwhelming alone, you're in luck. Atlas Fallen supports co-op play with a friend for its entire campaign. A satisfying challenge on its own, in co-op, the possibilities for character builds and team-up attacks are limitless. Execute unique combos and build synergies to even the odds and take the fight to Thelos.
Atlas Fallen centers around your own custom character who has come into possession of a magical gauntlet, an important piece of gear that's central to its post-apocalyptic story. I really enjoy the pacing here. A quick cutscene explains why the world is in its present state, you're introduced to each major element of gameplay, and then it's right to the action. Atlas Fallen deftly explained everything I needed to know during the first few minutes of play, and its early tutorials also serve the purpose of bonding me with Niall, the mysterious entity living inside my powerful and legendary gauntlet.
What?
Once I got myself out into the sun-baked world where Atlas Fallen takes place, I was quickly making my way through the sand, which looks gorgeously accurate as bits of particulate fly around in every direction in response to my movements. Movement is one of the best parts of Atlas Fallen, and there are plenty of different ways to get around. For instance, the raise ability lets you lift platforms and other buried points of interest out of the sand, whereas you can air dash to give yourself an extra forward mid-air boost after you've expended both of your jumps.
I can feel a shard nearby.
The seamless open world absolutely wants to be explored, though I didn't see too much of it beyond areas surrounding the first village, Castrum 7, which itself is loaded with quests to complete and NPCs to speak to, each with their own backstories and interesting dialogue.
Welcome to our Castrum. Arif told me about you, so to speak.
I also made a point of saving up and buying the first set of armor sold by the merchant in town, and it's cool that such a clear indicator of progress was laid out to me so early on, giving me a reason to go out and do quests, hunt, and explore while saving up my currency toward a clear upgrade that actually paid off in combat. This open world is also littered with stuff to find, like loose crafting resources and wildlife. There's also a friendly traveling merchant who wanders the desert, and it's so neat to be able to identify him from a distance by his ornate flying kite.
Ah, we meet again. I thought...
Atlas Fallen features action combat that is both visually entertaining and challenging. It rewards me for thinking tactically while I juggle my Essence Stone abilities and my momentum bar. The way this works is, as I unleash my basic attacks with my transforming axe and sword weapons, my momentum gauge fills up, unlocking essence abilities of ascending tiers, and these are like powerful abilities that you can use in battle, with the caveat that I'm easier to deal damage to if my momentum bar gets too high. It can feel exceptionally good once you get into a groove, but it's also where I ran into my aforementioned framerate drops and performance issues, but when it works really well. Interesting enemy designs keep me on my feet, like the heavily armored crab analog shell basher that requires me to parry in perfect synchronization with its pounding pincer attacks, strategizing my bigger attacks to hit its vulnerable spots at just the right moments to do the most damage. My arsenal is enhanced with the addition of a shatter ability that can be activated by pressing both gamepad triggers at exactly the same time when my momentum bar is sufficiently filled up, unleashing a massive hammer attack that freezes and shatters any opponent who gets in the way of it. This is quite the spectacle on screen, giving justice to the wild array of sand effects going off at once, as the whirling storm of weapons and movements displace sand in all directions. Atlas Fallen is currently in development for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. You can pick it up when it finally releases on May 16th. For more info on Atlas Fallen, and for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.